remember Tamagotchis? Where's my generation that remembers Tamagotchis? Hold on. I actually have one because I did get one during a moment of nostalgia last year. Let me go get it real quick. Y'all. Hi everyone, welcome back for another episode of the Well with Tiff podcast, where I am sharing my own holistic wellness journey in the hopes that I inspire some of you all to pursue your own journeys as well. As a first generation here in the States, just trying to make it in life, build that generational wealth, and also just balance taking care of myself, being there for me, making sure that my health is in tip-top shape. It hasn't been easy, but I have learned a lot along the way. And so I want to share that with you all. I'll share everything from practical habit changes, mindset shifts, to recipe ideas, just to give you guys the sense that you can also achieve these things as well. It's not unattainable, and everyone can achieve holistic wellness and taking care of themselves, no matter what their lifestyle looks like. So if that sounds interesting to you, please feel free to stick around, join the community, share your ideas and thoughts below. I'd love to hear from you all. All right, let's go ahead and get into today's video. So as this month comes to a close, I've done some reflecting, and I really can't talk about holistic wellness and achieving your authentic lifestyle without talking about our constant need to be on our phones and dialed in and seeing what everyone's up to constantly, or even just scrolling through work emails all day long, constantly being present for work and being available even after work hours. How often do you find yourself getting triggered by that ping that comes in from Slack or Outlook, whatever the case may be? I don't know about y'all, but I used to get triggered by those pings from work because it just meant someone was contacting me after hours, meaning they needed my help to do something. And I absolutely hated that. It shouldn't be that way. I know phones were first created to help improve communication, and that was also why social media was created, but it's gotten out of hand. We shouldn't feel like we constantly need to keep up to date on what's going on in other people's lives or on work after hours. It's become an addiction for so many people without even realizing it. It creates this constant fear of missing out, or that you're not doing good enough, or you don't have this thing but you wish you did, or you wish you were doing that thing. You're never satisfied with what's going on right here, right now for you. I came to that realization maybe a long time ago. I stopped posting my own content, my own photos on social media, but I was still on it, constantly consuming, constantly scrolling. Anytime I have a free moment, the first thing I grab for is my phone. I want to see what notifications I'm missing out on. I want to see what everybody's laughing at online. How can we live authentic lives when we're so addicted to and hooked on what's going on in everyone else's lives but our own? It shouldn't be that we reach for our phone immediately, and it shouldn't be that we reach for our phone when we first wake up and we can't put it down before we go to sleep. I was reflecting on this as I was watching some of my videos from earlier this month, where I am encouraging people to build their ideal morning routine and try not to reach for your phone for the first 30 minutes. And I really had to think, like, why do we feel the need to reach for our phone so much? And why are we trying to build in these habits of not reaching for our phone? It's because we're so hooked on what's going on within all these different apps. And so I really think it has to stop so that we can stop letting life pass us by. So that's why I have decided to create a new goal for myself this year, and that is to get off of traditional social media. I know, that is crazy. I never thought I would say something like that. I mean, it honestly took me a while to get on social media because growing up, my family was definitely against it as it was on the rise. They were like, don't get on social media, it's bad. All these bad things are gonna happen, blah, blah, blah. And being the older daughter in the family and the rule follower, I was like, definitely, I'm not gonna get on it. So I didn't really get on social media until college, to be honest. And ever since then, I've been hooked. I haven't lived a single day without really being on social media since then. And making this change, it's gonna be hard. So the first step is, over the next month, I am going to significantly limit and monitor the amount of time that I'm spending on social media. And then after I see how that goes for the first month of weaning myself off rather than quitting cold turkey, then I will go ahead and delete the apps and not get on them moving forward. In an ideal world, I'm not needing to be on mainstream social media. In an ideal world, I am present and I'm living my life the way I authentically want to. In all honesty, my hope is that I am really able to tune inward and really figure out what actually brings me joy, what my passions are, what I actually care about without being influenced by what everyone's saying online. So we're gonna get into what that all means for me and how I'm gonna do this and what I'm gonna do instead of being on my phone. So let's get into it. So when I say I'm getting off of social media, you guys are probably like, what are you talking about, Tiff? You are on YouTube right now. What does that mean? So what I mean by getting off of social media is I'm definitely going to be getting off of Instagram and TikTok because those are the most time-consuming apps for me. Those are the apps that I'm doom scrolling on. Those are the apps that I'm constantly keeping up with what everybody's up to, what's going on, what celebrity did this, what influencers are preaching about now, and it's the ones that I'm the most addicted to. Those are the first two apps that I'm most likely to click on, especially Instagram. I've been trying to get into TikTok. All my friends are always on TikTok and always sending me TikToks, but really it's Instagram that's the main issue for me. I'm constantly scrolling through reels. I do like the short form content because it's so easy to like keep scrolling, keep getting new information. And of course, a lot of the reels and stuff you see on Instagram are coming from TikTok. You even see like the little TikTok signature at the bottom of the videos. So one might argue that I should just be on TikTok, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut out both of them. I never really got into Facebook all that much, and so that one's not too much of an issue for me. To be honest, I'm not even on it right now, so I don't need to cut it out because it's not even on my phone, so I don't need to worry about that. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to start reducing my time on those apps. So I'm setting a limit on those to 10 minutes max a day, and I'm gonna monitor, see how I feel. I wanna test how often I wanna reach for my phone and try to scroll on Instagram and TikTok. Because I just wanna see how often am I having that urge and how can I replace that urge with something else beneficial to me. Now, I am on YouTube, like address, and that's because YouTube has always been a part of my life since I was a kid, but for different reasons than Instagram and TikTok are. I've always gone to YouTube to learn something new, to be inspired, to be motivated. Growing up, I was always getting on YouTube to learn new things as it related to my classes that I was taking or different things that I wanted to learn. Like for example, I learned how to crochet while watching YouTube videos of other people crocheting and teaching me how to do it. So it was always a place that I went to learn. I always called it YouTube University, which I know of course everybody calls TikTok University, but that's what YouTube has been for me. And I'm just saying for my own experience, Instagram and TikTok have not been that for me. So I'll be continuing to stay on YouTube. Of course, as you guys know, this is my first time ever posting myself on YouTube. I've never done that before. So you see that I'm trying to create this channel. This is actually the first time that I've ever done that. And the reason I'm doing that is because I've been so moved by my own experiences with my health journey, my gut health issues, improving that, learning to live a more balanced and holistic lifestyle. I need to share this. I feel like so many of us are caught in the matrix, and so I want to help people get out of the matrix and learn to live their lives as authentically as possible. So I'll stay on YouTube. I am hoping to build a community here that's filled with people wanting to live holistic and authentic lives. And similarly, I will stay on Pinterest because Pinterest to me has been kind of my muse, where I go to find inspiration, vision boards, visualization, honestly. I feel like Pinterest is a place that I go when I want to visually see something happening that's inspiring to me. It's a very positive app for me, so I'm going to keep that. And we'll see how it goes. This is the first time that I'm cutting out social media, and so it's subject to change. If in the future I'm realizing that YouTube and Pinterest are not benefiting me like they used to, like for example, if they turn really negative for me, then I'm gonna wanna cut those out too. But my hope is that they continue to stay positive, inspirational, motivational, and an outlet for me to reach others and impact others in a positive way. So we'll see how that goes. And in terms of how I'm gonna do this, like I mentioned, I'll be limiting my exposure to these apps for the first month, and then I will go ahead to fully getting off of them and not getting on them moving forward. And hopefully I find out a lot more things about myself, and I build a lot of fun and cool new habits and hobbies that I didn't even know was possible. So what exactly am I gonna do instead of being on social media? That is the question. Well, I think for starters, let's go back to the beginning. The reason that I got on social media was to share my life and to share photos of what I was up to keep friends and maybe some family members up to date. Instead of feeling the urge to take a photo and post it online, I'm just going to continue taking photos, and then I'm going to print them. And I know, novel concept, I'm going to print them and put them in albums, put them on my walls. I'm actually going to use the photos rather than taking millions of photos, keeping them on my phone, or finding the one perfect one to post on social media. Maybe I'll become a little scrapbooker or someone that really enjoys making collages. I did used to put together lots of albums growing up, and so I think that'll be a really good one for me to pick back up. Another reason to get on social media is to keep up to date with what your friends are up to, right? But I feel like not many of us continue to keep up with our friends outside of that. Like, it's so easy to send them memes and content on social media. So instead of doing that, I'm going to pick up the phone a little bit more often. I'm going to call my friends. I'm going to send them voice memos. That's a great way to keep up with what's going on in their lives. I have this one friend where we occasionally have this habit where if we're going for a walk or we're walking on a treadmill and we have an update to share, we'll send a quick voice memo while we're doing that. And it becomes this little back and forth for a little period of time where you hear all the updates from your friend on a schedule that's working for you. Maybe you don't necessarily have time to get on the phone, but at least you are hearing their voice, you're hearing what they're up to, and then you can respond when you have time. So I really enjoyed that, and I'm definitely gonna pick that up and do that with more of my friends. I'm also going to actually text them when there is relatable content to share. So instead of, oh man, let me go online and find this meme, or haha, this meme is really relatable, let me just ping it to them. If something's actually relatable happening in my life, I'm just gonna text them. I don't need to find a meme for that. I don't need to go on social media. I can just text them. That's gonna build more connection, and it's gonna feel a little bit more authentic that way. I'm also going to read more for sure. Reading has always been on my goals. Every single year it's been on my goal list, but I have never been able to keep up with it. I always fall off because my attention span is so short now. I used to love reading as a kid. I used to love going to the book fairs at school, getting new books, reading. I enjoyed getting summer reading projects. Yeah, I was that nerd, but totally fine. Now, I haven't read for my own enjoyment in a long time. It's only been if I need to read something for work, or once in a while when I get the urge to read for joy, I'll read one book and then that's it. But I do have a goal this year of reading at least 12 books, so one book a month. And I think I'll definitely be able to achieve that if I'm putting down my phone. Every time that I have the urge to grab my phone, I should be grabbing my book instead. Read a quick page if I need to take a break from work. Instead of scrolling on social media, I can read something and make more progress on that goal. Similarly, instead of reaching for my phone and trying to scroll for a few minutes, I can reach for a pen and paper. I can reach for my journal. I can write down my thoughts, brain dump. I can answer a journal prompt, become a little bit more reflective in those times when I want to take a break. That to me feels very achievable because I do journal already. That's a really good trick, is if you want to get rid of a habit, replace it with something that is good. So I'm gonna replace scrolling on social media with either reading or journaling, because those are quick and easy things that I can do. I can leave my journal or my book very accessible on my work desk so that when I want to take breaks, I quickly grab for it and I'll read, or I'll quickly grab for my journal and I'll write. Another thing I was thinking about related to getting off social media is a little bit more broadly trying to not be so hooked to my phone. So other apps that I like to use are playing games on my phone. So instead of playing games on my phone, I want to go back to the old school ways. Pick up board games, do game nights with friends. I want to play Switch again and Sims. I used to play those as kids. That was so much fun. I have downloaded Sims on my husband's Xbox, and I did play it a little bit over the Christmas and New Year's holiday breaks, and it really reminded me of my childhood. As an adult, it's so amazing to go back to things that were your childhood favorites because it just brings out that inner child in you and brings you so much joy. Y'all remember Tamagotchis? Where's my generation that remembers Tamagotchis? Hold on. I actually have one because I did get one during a moment of nostalgia last year. Let me go get it real quick. Y'all, Tamagotchis. Who remembers the Tamagotchi? Please let me know. I did play it for a little bit last year up until I couldn't keep the pet alive anymore. But again, it was something that brought me so much joy as a kid. Now, I'm of course not gonna play this all the time because that is genuinely a kid's toy, but just having it brings me so much joy. And so it's finding little things like that and really figuring out what used to bring you joy and bring that back into your life. So we're gonna be playing games in real life moving forward. Puzzles, I wanna do more puzzles. I love doing those because I used to laminate them and turn them into artwork for the wall. So I wanna do that again. I was talking with my husband, he wants to get back into playing with Legos. So there's so many things that are out there that you can do as hobbies that will bring you happiness and actually be fulfilling for you in the present moment. Before we wrap up, I want to share a few other ideas and tips and tricks for different hobbies that you can pick up if you are also planning to get off social media as well. One tip is picking up hobbies that you are making something that you can put in your house or you can give as a gift. So for example, crocheting. I used to crochet sometimes in the past and I really enjoyed it. And I've made things from beanies to blankets. And so I want to get back into that again. I literally have a blanket that I started at some point last year that just remains unfinished. I actually put it away, so it's out of sight, out of mind. I haven't picked it up again. So I want to finish that blanket. I want to make more blankets because you can never have enough. And I want to figure out what else I can make outside of just blankets and beanies, because I think that's really all I've ever made. So that's a good one. You can also pick up knitting, which would similarly, you can make different clothing items or you can make blankets or different things for around the house. Another thing you can do is you can pick up painting. My husband and I painted a piece of artwork for our living area because we had like a really large wall. Didn't know what to do with it, but we also knew we did not want to spend an arm and a leg because we didn't have an arm and a leg to spend on artwork. And so we went to Hobby Lobby, picked up a few supplies, and had fun. We made a little day out of it, just painting and having a good time, making our own abstract art rather than going and spending a bunch of money that we don't need to spend on someone else's abstract art. So that was a really cool, fun activity, and you don't have to be good at painting to paint. You just have to do it and see what flows from your brush. And you can also make clay creations, so you can go to a pottery class, start doing that. Or if you don't want to pick up hobbies that are going to cost too much, just go to Hobby Lobby, go to your local arts and crafts store and see if you can figure out what affordable hobbies you can pick up, because there's so many options. Like when I go into Hobby Lobby, there are countless ideas and different things that you can create, and all at reasonable and affordable prices. Another thing you can do is explore your local town or city. That's something I'm really looking forward to doing this year. I want to figure out what the little holes in the walls are and make those my regular spots to go to work or to go to create and brainstorm. I actually went to a coffee shop the other day that was super cute. I saw this one person, he was at the back of the coffee shop and he was sketching these amazing pieces and just completely in his own world, minding his business. And that just made me so happy, because I feel like, who knows, maybe that's a regular thing that he does. He goes to that coffee shop and he sketches. And I absolutely loved that idea. I want to find a place that I really love that I can go to and just create. So that's gonna be a goal for me this year. And I also want to continue pouring my creativity and my thoughts into this YouTube and my website. I want to have that be my outlet where I'm sharing the things that I'm passionate about, sharing how you can get better. And so I'm really looking forward to brainstorming new ideas and things to share with you all. Another thing you can do is do your nails more. I know y'all have probably seen my nails have looked so bare the last several videos. I promise I am going to start doing my nails more, because look, I'm gonna have more time. So that's one of my goals, to save money. You literally just need to buy a nail kit on Amazon. You can buy the tips and it's super easy, and it's 10 times more affordable than going to get your nails done all the time. I know it is fun and it is very feminine and it's a great activity to go and get your nails done. And you can certainly do that, but if you're also looking to save money, maybe try to do your own nails every few times and then once in a while go get your nails done professionally. That's something to consider. I think getting off of social media is a great opportunity for you to continue to build on personal development and to grow from within. Really find yourself, figure out what your passions are without the influence of everyone else. So I'm really looking forward to general personal development in this time as I'm getting off of social media and then when I'm fully off of social media. So those are my thoughts on this. I am nervous but really excited to embark on this journey. And I want you all to comment below. Let me know your thoughts on social media. Let me know how social media has been for you. Let me know what ideas you have for balancing your time with getting off of social media and having breaks, because you don't actually need to get off social media for good. I know I personally want to get off of it for good because I don't really see the need in it. We all have a life to live, but we're constantly looking at our phone and not being aware and present of that. So personally, I do want to get off social media for good, but I know that you don't actually have to. For example, what if social media is doing all the good things for you? Like I mentioned, YouTube and Pinterest are really good for me because they're inspirational, they're motivational, they're learning. What if Instagram and TikTok are that for you? I know we mentioned TikTok University. So if social media is benefiting you and you are learning on it, you're not necessarily just doom scrolling, then that's completely okay. Just be a little bit more mindful about how often you are on it, when you're reaching for it, why are you reaching for it, and go from there. I will also say, if social media has been really beneficial for you for your business, say you've been promoting your business and you've really gotten so much more traction, larger audience, and it's been really good for you, then I'm not gonna tell you to get off social media. Obviously, you're gonna wanna keep using it for that purpose, and just making sure that when you're on social media, you're on it for growing your business and learning about your market and your competition, etc. So there are ways to make social media work for us. I personally think that I just don't need Instagram and TikTok. For me, what's probably and most likely gonna work is continuing on with YouTube and Pinterest. So I think my ending thought here is figuring out what's gonna work for you, and just always keeping in mind that you don't want to be controlled by these things. You want to reach for these things because you can benefit from them. So just keep that in mind whenever you are scrolling online. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, but definitely sound off in the comments below. I want to hear y'all's thoughts, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.